All right, guys, Chael Sonnen here. I'm joined by Mike Metzger. For those of you that don't know, Metz is a gym owner, man. Metz has been in the MMA business, the martial arts business, truly. The martial arts business for the better part of most of your lifetimes and all of his adult life. Metz, you transition a little bit to MMA. We got a Super Show coming up. That's the reason for today's call. We got a Super Show coming up July 5th, 6th, and 7th. Of course, it's in Las Vegas. I'm calling to get your take, man. How are you?
I am fantastic, and I'm excited that you really wanted to talk about this because I remember how we met probably 6, 7, 8 years ago when I came out to Team Quest when you were training out there with Matt Lindland. Do you remember that?
Well, yeah, you know how we met, but a little bit that was a disguise on my part. See, I'm an MMA guy. I came from the world of mixed martial arts. So when a guy like you rolls in and you're just from a traditional martial arts background, of course, I'm always looking down my nose a little bit going, okay, does he understand what we're doing here? And it took me a little time.
You felt threatened. You felt threatened.
I'll tell you, once I got to know you, not only did I feel a little bit threatened, but I thought, this is the kind of guy that can help the MMA industry grow. Because one thing we can't do as an industry is to grow. You don't have a lot of MMA gyms out there, Metz. I'll tell you one thing. When I met you at Team Quest, you came out with Matt Lynn. I think you were in Seattle. You ended up shooting up the road to Portland. We visited. But, one of the reasons I ended up at Team Quest, right to the point, is there wasn't a lot of other options. There's not very many MMA gyms out there. So I meet a guy like you that understands the business side of a martial arts gym. All of a sudden, we became friends pretty quick.
That's right. That's right. And the thing is you're absolutely right about MMA gyms. So not only, me and my business partner, Frank Silverman, of course, we have 10 schools in Orlando, and he's the executive director of MAIA, which is the Martial Arts Industry Association. But when I met you, at the time, I told you that we were getting ready to do this little fitness program, if you remember, called Cage Fitness. We were doing something with Matt Hughes, if you remember the fitness program back then. And I said, hey, would you be willing to come out to our Martial Arts Super Show, which is held in Las Vegas, like you mentioned, which is a show with over 2,000 attendees, school owners from all over the world. We have seminars with legends such as yourself, of course, which, by the way, congratulations. There's a rumor going around that you may be our next president of the United States. Any truth to that rumor?
There's no truth to that, but they should be asking me for the VP bid, which I'll turn down, but they should ask, Metz.
I agree with you, buddy. But anyway, I asked you to come out to this thing, and you were very gracious because if you remember, you came out and you showed up literally 2 or 3 days before a fight. The fight was on Saturday, and you came out on a Wednesday, I think, to stop by the show. And I remember you said, "Wow!" You were like, "What is this?" You had told me at the time you didn't even know that something like this existed for the martial arts industry or the MMA industry. Do you remember seeing that and being there?
Yeah. So here's my perspective. I've been out to what we call it an expo. For the UFC, we call it an expo, and there's everything under one roof, right? You've got every sponsor, every advertiser, every fan. You've got all these fights. You've got all this stuff going on, and it's chaos. It's fun, but it's big chaos. So when you said, we got this MMA Super Show going. That's what I'm picturing. What I didn't realize, though, Metz, is it was really for people within the industry. It's for people, not just fans roaming around that want to meet somebody. It's for the guy that has the gym. He's looking to grow it. He's looking to expand. He's looking for more members. He's looking for more classes. That's what I left with thinking, well, this is so interesting. I walk right in the door. I'm getting ready to fight Anderson Silva. You brought up I had a fight come. I'm getting ready to fight Anderson Silva. I'm cutting weight. I'm hungry. I'm all these different things. I walk right in the door, Metz. One of the very first guys I see Liberio, and I grab him right off the bat. And because I had one question before I was going to fight Anderson, which is, what do I do? And I had a very specific position I was worried about. I see Liberio, the greatest grappler there is, right? The head national coach, head of ATT, and I grab him and I go, what do you do in this position? And he grabs my wrist and he shows me really fast. This is on my way to walk in the back to see you. You had Matt Hughes out there. I remember Tyron Woodley was out there. They got these seminars going on. I ended up putting on an impromptu seminar, if you will. There was a big mat space, and I held an open workout with Clayton Hires. I don't even know where I'm going with all of this, other than this was my debut into the Super Show, and it was a totally different feel. It wasn't about fans and a big circus atmosphere. It was about, look, look, I can go over here and find out how to increase my memberships. I can go over here to figure out how to maximize my workouts. And Mets, I ended up with you at the Cage Fitness booth. And I said this pretty humbly, but a little bit I was putting my finger in your chest to just say, listen, I don't know if you know about bands and if you know about medicine balls, but there's a way to take your Cage Fitness program and there's a way to move it to another level. Do you want to talk?
That's right. And I remember saying, well, absolutely, of course. I mean, and that was a couple of years ago. That was a few years ago. And like everything, we talked back and forth. We really didn't do anything. And then we started talking again. You asked me if these super shows, if we still do the super shows, and absolutely, they're bigger than ever. And this year, by the way, I don't know if you know, but the keynote speaker we have is John Taffer from the Bar Rescue Show, and he's going to talk about, look, at the end of the day, business is business. But yes, we have the Super Show. John Taffer is our keynote speaker. We have Renzo Gracie, and you mentioned Ricardo Laborio. They're going to be doing seminars. You got Bill Superfoot Wallace doing a seminar.
I love it. I haven't met him. Mets, I've never met him. I've never met Superfoot in all of these years. You got to give me an introduction.
Absolutely, and as a matter of fact, would love to see an exhibition, even if we can get that on between you and Superfoot. That would be the highlight of the show right there, buddy. That would be terrific.
I'm probably, if I do meet him, I'm probably going to be that annoying. I'm going to ask him a few questions because I've heard the legend of Superfoot. So whatever. That's what he gets for being the Superfoot.
The greatest guy in the world. You'll love the guy, absolutely, and we'll definitely make that introduction. But as we were talking, and you had asked if we're doing the Super Show, you said, hey, remember when I told you? You had mentioned to me, and by the way, step in anytime, but you said to me, look, I know your Cage Fitness program. You've been at gyms that did the Cage Fitness program, but you said, Mets, I know that I can tweak this and revamp this, and we can make this thing so much bigger. And kind of humbly, I think you were alluding to maybe better. And I said, look, I'm all ears. So you started taking over a little bit. You started getting some people involved. And so, so here we are today. Now you're going to be at the Martial Arts Super Show, July 5th, 6th, and 7th. We're at the MGM Grand, by the way, which is the same place that all the fighters for UFC 200 are going to be. So it's going to be a really cool atmosphere, I'm sure. But you even said, can you do a free workout to debut the new Cage Fitness? We have 2 workouts that you're going to do for people that want to work out and do a workout with you, meet you. And then you also mentioned that you're pretty confident. I guess you had said you're going to get, because it's UFC 200, you're going to get some of your, quote, famous friends, UFC guys, to come out and do a meet and greet or do a workout. What was the deal there?
Well,
I mean, you feel like
I'm gonna bring some buddies with me
with this debut.
Well, that's the whole thing, Mets. Look, it's UFC 200. It's at the MGM Grand, so I mean, it only makes sense. I'm gonna bring some buddies with me. I got Uriah Faber's coming out, Dan Henderson's coming out, and we're gonna keep adding to that. But yeah, to your point, we're gonna do 2 seminars. We're gonna bring this stuff in. I mean, look, I've got an idea, like I told you a number of years ago. I love Cage Fitness, and I knew about Cage Fitness through you. You set Scott McQuarrie up out at Team Quest, so we used Cage Fitness in our gyms, and I thought, man, this is really great. I just think that there's maybe like a 2.0 element, if you will. Again, we're talking about bands, we're talking about medicine balls, we're talking about just adding some variety. This is a personal choice. Some people get in the same routine. I like myself just a little bit of variety so that things don't become stagnant. Look, going to come out to the MGM. I'm going to bring Uriah and Henderson with me, and I'm going to show you and everybody else what we're talking about. Here's something you can do. If you're a gym owner and you like it, great. If you're a person doing a workout, great. If you don't, let's have a meet and greet anyway. It's Las Vegas on the 5th, 6th, and 7th of July. How are we going to go wrong, Mets? Hey, do this for me. Mets, do this for me. I don't have this notes in front of me. If somebody does want to come out and join us, there's thousands of people. If somebody wants to come out and be part of this, if they want to come and watch the class, they want to do a meet and greet or even be part of this, where can they, how can they, is there a phone number or a website? How do they get involved?
Well, they can absolutely. Well, here's the phone number. If people want to get information, by the way, besides the workout, the Cage Fitness, the workouts with Bill Wallace, we have over 40 seminars with different speakers, like you mentioned earlier, how to maximize your profitability, how to grow your student memberships, you had mentioned earlier. All of these different business seminars, workout seminars. It's mind-boggling, and I'm glad that you wanted to do this and talk about it a little bit, because I remember how mind-boggled you were. But if somebody is interested and they want to get more information, they can call Maya directly at 1-866-626-6226. 226. But they can also look at, I believe, this email that this is being sent out, because they had asked if we do a chat, because I told them how intrigued you were by the Super Show. I said we could chat about it, and they said let's send it out. It's in the email and the links. They can link and look at all the different speakers, the different workouts. They can do whatever, because honestly, Chael, like you and I know, this sounds like we're really pitching and selling and this, that, and the other, but you're right. We don't even have the link or anything, but I'm sure it's going to be in an email, and the only reason you did this, because I know your time is valuable. By the way, I don't know if people know, but you're on next season's Celebrity Apprentice on NBC coming up in August or September, which is unbelievable. I know how busy you are. But you really believed, and you really were in awe of the Super Show as a guy who grew up in the gyms. And I appreciate the fact that we're even talking about it. So I want to say thanks for that.
Yeah, you're very welcome, man, Metz. I appreciate those plugs in here. I'm going to make it real easy on everybody. If they didn't have a pen handy, guys, don't think you have to rewind this show over and over. Follow me on Twitter, SonnenCH. I will tweet you all the information. We'll get you the number to Maya. The dates are real easy. It's Las Vegas on the 5th, 6th, and 7th of July. There's no way to go wrong. Metz, the one thing about it, though, and I do want to make sure that I make this distinction, it's a little bit different in that this is where the business owners come. This is where great minds get together. You hear the expression, iron sharpens iron. So what the Super Show does is it brings in the smart people that have succeeded in grown classes and grown memberships, and they have a base, and then they start working ideas off of one another. It's ways to grow your curriculum, your monthly memberships. It's all the stuff that you do. This is how I met you, through Matt Lindland and through Team Quest. Man, these gyms are still open to this day, and they're growing and they're going strong, and it's a really unique feel, and it's in Las Vegas, and we're going to let everybody know about it. Do you have anything else you want to get off your chest, or should we go give Silverman a hard time, because he's sending me a text right now?
We could absolutely do that, and I just want to say at the end of the day, it's the biggest party of the year for the martial arts industry, whether you're mixed martial arts or any other martial art. We're going to have a blast. Chael, I appreciate it. Please go take care of Silverman there, because people don't know the executive director of Maya is a big practical joker, and I know he's sending you text and stuff right now.
There's literally one coming through right now. All right, everybody, follow me on Twitter, SonnenCH. I will resend all this information. Metz, good seeing you, pal.
Thanks, Chael. Take care, buddy.
See you, buddy.